This comment section blew my mind. Movie facts that nobody ever talks about. Robin Williams demanded that homeless people were employed on every film he worked on. I miss him. In Hercules, at the 46-minute mark, Hades says it's only halftime, which is exactly at the halfway point of the movie. Gonna go rewatch this now. For American Psycho, Christian Bale sat down the author of the book before filming and had dinner with him in character, and the author was so creeped out that he begged him to stop. Truman takes vitamin D in the morning because he doesn't get any real sunlight. Robert Downing Jr. hid food all over the set of Avengers 1, so that's why you see him eating all the time. This would be me as an actor. In Baby Driver, the reason they use a Mike Myers mask is because they couldn't get the rights to Michael Myers, so they called Mike, and he thought it was so funny that he let them use the masks of him. They killed 45 cats in The Adventure of Milo and Otis because of the waterfall scene. I will literally never watch that movie again. In Coco, the guitar playing is accurate to the music. Every chord Miguel strums matches real finger placement. The animators worked with musicians and filmed hand movements to make it authentic. That's awesome. Brad Bird made Iron Giant after unfortunately losing his sister to gun violence. His pitch was, what if a gun had a soul and didn't want to be a gun anymore? Okay, well, just reading that one made me cry, so. In Good Will Hunting, Robin Williams improvised the scene about his wife farting in bed, causing Matt Damon to become hysterical and the camera to shake as the operator was laughing so much. Oh, we really did not deserve him. It took Burt Reynolds 63 times to finish his final lines in All Dogs Go to Heaven because Judith Barcy and her mother were taken from us by her horrible father. Oh my god. They intentionally casted mostly horror movie stars for the cast of the Scooby-Doo movies. I didn't know any of them were horror stars. Shrek and Prince of Egypt were made at the same time, one on one side of the studio and one on the other. If someone messed up while working on the Prince of Egypt, they would be sent to work on Shrek as punishment. What do you mean punishment? The guy in High School Musical who plays the cello held up a pizza place he worked at gunpoint, and that's why he's not in High School Musical 2. The menu screen of Superbad on DVD where Michael Cera is dancing doesn't loop for an entire hour. He filmed an hour of himself nonstop dancing. Danny DeVito and his wife helped raised the girl who played Matilda after her mom died of cancer. He's the real Miss Honey. Mike Myers only did Cat in the Hat to settle a lawsuit with Universal because he dropped out of a different film, and Dr. Seuss's wife was so unhappy with it she banned any future live-action adaptations of his books. O.J. Simpson was Cameron's first choice for the Terminator, but feared he wouldn't be believable as an emotionless killer. Welp. Michael McDonald is the only actor to have been killed on screen by Michael Myers the actor and Mike Myers the character. Anthony Hopkins was unable to buy an original of a novel for a role. He found one in a train station. When he showed the director, they realized it was the same copy the director lost previously. When Patrick Swayze runs his hands over Jennifer Grey in Dirty Dancing, she wasn't supposed to giggle. That was Jennifer giggling and Patrick being annoyed as fuck. The reason you'll never see a live-action Professor Oak is because the Pokemon Company always wanted it to be Robin Williams. The radiologist in The Exorcist turned out to be a murderer in real life. Oh. Stanley Tucci only agreed to do the Lovely Bones if they made him unrecognizable because he was so disgusted by the character. After every take, he would make sure Ronan was okay. The Finding Nemo shark is named Bruce because the fake shark in Jaws was nicknamed Bruce. In Back to the Future, at the beginning of the movie, the mall is called Twin Pine Mall. At the end, it's called Lone Pine Mall because Marty ran over a tree while escaping the farm in 1955. Legolas speaks one line to Frodo in the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. Wait, is that true? The villain will never have an iPhone because it's in all of Apple's movie contracts. I mean, that's pretty smart, actually. In Pirates of the Caribbean, when Johnny Depp has the jar of dirt and falls, he wasn't supposed to fall, but the director thought it was funny and left it in the movie. Good call. A woman wrote The Matrix, and the Wachowski twins stole the story from her. She even won the lawsuit, but no one cares. How did I not know that? In Titanic, most of Jack's drawings were made by James Cameron. Cool. The corpses in the Poltergeist pool scene were real? Oh. In the movie The Prince of Egypt, the voice of God is all of the actors' voices put together because they felt it wasn't right making it just one person. An art historian found a lost Hungarian masterpiece while watching Stuart Little because the artwork was being used as a wall prop. It had been missing for like 9 decades. What? Shrek was created out of spite. The creator of Shrek was fired from Disney, hence all the Disney quips and jokes. Also, Farquaad is modeled after the person who terminated the producer. The Emperor's New Groove didn't have a script. Everything was basically ad-libbed. The script that was turned in for record-keeping purposes was written after filming was done. What? Isla Fisher was actually drowning in that Now You See Me scene. She was trying to signal for help, but everyone thought she was acting. Hey, so this is my actual nightmare? What? Lucille Ball funded Star Trek and The Twilight Zone. Thank you, ma'am. When time periods change in Forrest Gump, Forrest is always first shown wearing a blue checkered shirt. The term gaslighting originates from the 1944 film Gaslight, where a husband manipulates his wife through weird events, such as manipulating their gaslights at home, causing her to doubt her sanity. Triggering. Brad Pitt threatened to kill Harvey Weinstein during the filming of Shakespeare in Love for harassing Gwyneth Paltrow. That makes me like him even more. The ship that gets blown up at the beginning of National Treasure is the original Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? Whatever. When Robert Pattinson was filming Batman in Glasgow, he crashed the Batbike in the first 5 minutes of riding it. So they got a rider in to replace him for the entire sequence. The face is CGI. M. Night Shyamalan ghost wrote She's All That? What? The lead singer of Toto is also the singing voice for adult Simba. Honestly, perfect casting. High School Musical was originally written in the 90s as Grease 3, but they shelved it. It was reworked later on as the classic we now know today. In Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder was the only one who knew about the tunnel scene, so the actors' scared reactions were real. Traumatic, but okay. Robin Williams improvised so much as the genie in Aladdin that it disqualified the movie for Best Adapted Screenplay category at the Oscars. In 8 Mile, Eminem used details he learned getting to know Anthony Mackie in the final battle scene, shocking Anthony. Anthony's real name is Clarence, and Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. Saving Private Ryan was so historically accurate that with the fact that there was no music, it triggered World War II vets' PTSD. That's heartbreaking, actually. In The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger wore a prosthetic covering his lower lip, which often became unglued while filming, which is how his famous mouth-licking tic was born. That made him so much scarier. When Clue the movie originally came out in theaters, it showed different endings, and people didn't know until they talked about the movie. Now the DVDs and streaming services show all the endings. In The Dark Knight, when the Joker presses the button to blow up the building and it doesn't work immediately, it was supposed to. Heath Ledger improvised that scene because they only had one shot at it. Honestly, one of my favorite scenes in that movie, so. In Star Wars Episode 1, the arena scene is actually 450,000 cotton buds to look like a crowd. Anne Hathaway slipped on the bleachers in Princess Diaries and it was left in the film. Hey, but that scene is so funny. In Alien Resurrection, Sigourney Weaver had to do a behind-the-back basketball shot and made it in one take. Okay. In Wolf of Wall Street, Matthew McConaughey completely ad-libbed the chant in the restaurant scene. It was just his vocal exercise. You can even see Leo give Scorsese a stare off camera like, really? But it's so good though. Eminem was the original choice to play Brian O'Connor in Fast and Furious 1, but he turned it down to focus on 8 Mile, which was obviously more of a personal project to him. Everybody say thank you, Marshall. Tim Burton wrote the concept, but had very little to do with making The Nightmare Before Christmas. However, he gets all the credit for the movie. Wait, that's crazy. All movies by Adam McKay have a character named Brendan because that's his best friend's son's name. That's cute. Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets was delayed due to a lice outbreak. Ugh! Cary Elwes had to be replaced by a mannequin during the scene where he's dead in The Princess Bride because he cracked a rib trying not to laugh at Mandy Patinkin and Billy Crystal improvising takes. Oh my god. Robin Williams offered to play Hagrid in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for free, but they didn't take him because only British actors were allowed on the cast. Robin Williams improvised so much during the filming of Mrs. Doubtfire that there are 3 different versions of the film with all different ratings. I want to go watch all 3 now. Miles Teller learned both the piano for Top Gun Maverick and drums for Whiplash. That's cool. At least 2 of the scenes in Liar Liar scripts just said Jim Carrey is Jim Carrey for 5 minutes. Awesome. Lady Gaga's best friend passed away right before she filmed the I'll Never Love Again scene at the end of A Star is Born, so she was actually mourning the death of a loved one in that moment. Oh, a big chunk of the props in Texas Chainsaw Massacre are real, and during the dinner scene filming, it smelled so rancid because the meat was real and it was rotting in the Texas heat. Ugh. In the first Twilight, when they sit in the sun at the bench, the kids in the background aren't kicking anything. There's no ball or hacky sack. They're just kicking the air. I want to go rewatch this now. The Conqueror, starring John Wayne as Genghis Khan, is considered one of the deadliest films ever made. Half its cast and crew died of cancer because they shot it downwind from a nuclear test site. Oh my god. The cat in The Godfather was not a part of the script. It was just a cat that crashed a set and wanted to be pet. That's awesome. In The Lion King, it took animators 3 years to complete the wildebeest stampede that took all of 2 minutes. Crazy. Emma Watson memorized the whole script of the first Harry Potter film, and in some scenes you can see her mouthing the other's lines. Robert Patrick never blinks in Terminator 2, even when he's sprinting. In Jurassic World, Zara's death wasn't in the script. Katie McGrath worked requested to be killed off in a way that stood out, and she did her own stunts to drop from a crane into the water. In Empire Strikes Back, when Han is dodging TIE fighters through the asteroid file, a lot of the asteroids you see are potatoes. Christopher Nolan couldn't find a cornfield next to the mountains for Interstellar, so he and his team planted $100,000 worth of corn. After filming, they sold all the corn and made a profit. The actor who played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ got struck down by lightning on set and survived. So did his assistant on the same day. Oh my God. Literally. Hollywood is crazy.